The road to Lord Stanley's Cup is a 6-week journey. It takes 16 wins, untold determination, physical and mental strength. For 19 consecutive seasons, the Red Wings have taken this journey. 4 times they've been the last team standing. This year's twisting, turning road has the Wings beginning their quest on the road against the upstart Coyotes in the desert. The Wings are ready for another run.
Lidstrom will shoot, scores!
And it starts right now on Fox Sports Detroit.
Hi, everybody. Welcome back to the Call Sam Studios. Along with Larry Murphy, I'm Mickey York. The Wings and Coyotes will drop the puck in just about 60 seconds from now at Jobbing.com Arena in Glendale, Arizona. Murph, what do you expect in these first 20 minutes?
Expect both teams to try to establish their game, get lots of speed, become the better team, get into a roll. That's what both teams are going to do. They're going to try to keep the shift short, keep the momentum going, start to get comfortable, and of course the early goal never hurts.
Well, let's talk about that first goal. Is it a big deal only if you're the team that scores it?
I think it's a big deal for Phoenix just because they're a team that play much better with the lead. They're a team that does not have a big offense, so they don't want to get themselves behind in the game. For Detroit, they can really put a question mark into Brizgalov's head. That's one thing you want to do. You want to get to the opposition's goaltender. Thomas Holmstrom in front of the net will be one issue.
All right, Murph and I will be here with you through the intermissions and, of course, after the game for Red Wings Live. But right now, Ken Daniels and Mickey Redmond are standing by with the call. Without further ado, let's send you out to Glendale, Arizona for Game 1 between the Wings and Coyotes.
Thank you, Mickey. Hello again, everyone. Just 5 points separated these two teams in the standings, but they're separated by 33 cup rings, 35 for Detroit, just 2 for Phoenix. There's Jimmy Howard, his first NHL playoff start. He finished with 37 wins in the season. Talking with him this morning, he said, "I'm not as nervous as I thought I would be." Ilya Brizgalov, who will turn 30 in June, one of the few goalies in the West with some playoff experience, but not a lot. 16 games with Anaheim, 9-5 record, including part of a cup victory in 2007. The referees tonight, number 28 is Chris Lee. Number 25 is Mark Jonette. The first ever playoff game in this building is about to get underway, and the Red Wings will start with Pavel Datsyuk between Thomas Holmstrom and Johan Franzen. Nick Lidstrom and Brian Rafalski on the back end, and countering that, Dave Tippett has decided to go with Vernon Fiddler, with Lee Stepniak, who's been red hot since his acquisition, along with Taylor Pyatt up front. Just 2 franchise series wins for these Phoenix Coyotes. First time in the postseason since '02, and their series win came when they were in Winnipeg as the Jets. And we are underway as the Coyotes have it in their own zone. Fake pass across, now they go that way for Adrian Aucoin. It's a whiteout here in Phoenix, a tradition that started in Winnipeg when they were the Jets. Puck goes in behind Howard, and you'll see the whiteout dotted with red, and there are plenty of Red Wing fans here tonight. As Pavel Datsyuk will lift it out to center, knocked down by Adrian Aucoin. Sent ahead by Franzen to Datsyuk. Bertuzzi to the goal, the shot, and a save made by Brizgalov. Rebound to Datsyuk in the slot, big shot. Now Filppula let it go. It's batted down in front and taken to safety and moved by Fiddler. Lee Stepniak knocked down at center ice, stood up there by Brad Stewart, who was the Red Wing leader in hits this season. Filppula will send it deep into the Phoenix zone. Brizgalov out to stop it back there, leaving for Ed Jovanovski, the Windsor native. And it's tipped down into the Red Wing end. No icing here, as they say Cronwall could have got there. A hit coming on him. He gets pushed to the board, got the puck ahead, and a great move. Brought ahead by Todd Bertuzzi into the zone. He's checked there by Peter Pruka, and Bertuzzi rolls off another hit, then gets hit by Ed Jovanovski. Filppula, he gets knocked down in the play. These Coyotes are quick and they love to play the man in front of the goal, and Stewart just missed that. And a break for Hansel, but he can't get out. As the 3 Czech mates are all together on one line, as they've been through most of this year for Phoenix. Here's Zetterberg firing one, and that was knocked out and back out to center. Zetterberg led the Red Wings with 309 shots this season, the exact same number he had a season ago. Rafalski will play one back. Lidstrom angled one ahead for Pavel Datsyuk. Franzen and Holmstrom joining him again. Franzen across the line to Holmstrom and called on the offside as Holmstrom got knocked down to the ice by the physical Shane Doan.
Late hit by Shane Doan, and that's the concern the Red Wings have by playing Lidstrom and Rafalski against this line. And that's why you may see Stewart, who likes to hit, and Cronwall, who can crunch people against the Doan group if they can, because they don't have the last change. Doan's a big power forward, and even though he hasn't scored much in the last 20 games, he can hurt you. Ask Jonathan Erickson.
Yeah, Shane Doan had just one goal since January 31st. He went 23 games without one, finished with 18 goals and 55 points. He's led his team in scoring the last 6 seasons.
It's the first shift for Miller, Draper, and Williams here.
As the Coyotes bring it across center. Fired around to the far side. Korpikoski lets one go. Brought back in deep by Onkalainen, number 71, in behind the net. Korpikoski going after it, went past him to the line, and the shot is blocked. These Coyote defensemen, they have bullets from back there at the blue line, as that'll be held by Jimmy Howard. This game is available in crystal clear high definition on Fox Sports Detroit HD, sponsored by Comcast.
This fourth line that's out there for Phoenix, they feel can handle the Detroit fourth line. Mike Babcock knows how they think about that. He makes a change right away. Brings out Eves for his first shift. And Cleary and Darren Helm, who can counter that speed of the Coyotes team with the speed of his own dandies. He can go.
Off that draw, back to the line, held in by Keith Yandel. Shot goes wide. Yandel had 12 goals to lead the Coyote defenseman and 41 points. He's number 3 on the Phoenix back end.
Look out.
Red Wings changing, nearly got caught with too many. They scamper back to the bench. Carried back in by Morris, off to Doan, intercepted. Helm trying to get away, he can't, but he did finish his hit and then got out of the way of one. Again from Shane Doan. Across center and fired in by Eves, and that line will go off for a change.
See this, they're both trying to jockey here. Doan came on, he's going right off. Lidstrom now goes off. They get Stewart on, but Doan's gone. So this is going to go on big time here, at least for the first 10-12 minutes until they get settled in.
Vernon Fiddler got it over to Taylor Pyatt.
Ooh.
Came loose in front of the goal, and Bertuzzi gets one ahead to Valtteri Filppula. As Cronwall joined the rush for a moment, on to Stepniak, just got out of the way of a hit. Lee Stepniak on quite a run, coming over at the trade deadline, playing in his first NHL playoff game.
How do you figure that, eh?
Yeah. Zetterberg into the zone, passed across to Stewart, shooting at the goalpost.
Geez.
Just on the inside of the left goalpost from Stewart. Another shot in, and Brzgalov holds that as Zetterberg gets his second shot of the night.
And then Jovanovski there and Bertuzzi came together, and those two would have been teammates in Vancouver several moons ago. Look at that nice wrist shot by Brad Stewart. Went far side. Oh my goodness, he had him beat clean. Clanked it off the pipe.
Well, Brad Stewart, you know, he got the Red Wings here to Phoenix and nearly added the first goal here in the desert.
Well, they're going to jump up. We talked about that in the open. And Stewart's been doing it a lot more with good success. Why not?
That shot didn't get through as Verbata moved one ahead to Martin Hansel. His first playoff game as well. Hansel hits Lilia. He led the Coyotes with 175 hits, did number 11.
This is a big challenge for this line, the Detroit line, against this Czechoslovakian line. These guys are good.
Defensively and offensively. They can put up some points too if given the opportunity. Erickson got bumped. Lilia clears one ahead. Williams wrapped one ahead for Drew Miller. To Draper. Puck goes in deep. Miller first in. Hansel recognizes that. Miller behind the goal. Hansel checked him. Came loose and cleared around by Sammy Lepisto. And that's up and out of play. So we'll get a face-off. And what a job this man, Dave Tippett, has done. He likely win the Jack Adams Trophy as Coach of the Year. Mick, he came to this team in training camp.
Yeah, it's been quite a year for this franchise for sure. And only last night and today, really the last 24 hours, they've made announcements that they think they have new ownership in place and ready to go. The deal won't get finalized for a few months, but that's what they think is going to happen here, and that'd be good news for a lot of people around here.
Yeah, Gary Bettman in attendance tonight. Yes, City Council voted last night, and the Jerry Reinsdorf group apparently won that bid and can work out a new lease with this building, and at least for the next 5 years, the deal is they'll stay here once all is finalized. Lidstrom, a long shot in. And the NHL is running this team until it gets to that point. And anyone who asked should the Phoenix Coyotes ever win the Stanley Cup, would Gary Bettman present the trophy? No, that wouldn't be happening. And the Red Wings don't even want to let him out of the first round here. Glad you're with us tonight for Game 1. And again, all the weeknight games of this first round series right here on Fox Sports Detroit and in HD. Inside the line for Volsky. Also one of the trade deadline acquisitions out there along with Shane Doan, who's got the puck. Sent it toward the goal. Lombardi went after it. And Jimmy Howard found that as Brad Stewart just able to tie up Matthew Lombardi enough.
He did a good job, Stewart, because he looked over his shoulder. He saw Lombardi coming. And watch this. When the puck goes to the front of the net here, he's right off the bench. And watch Stewart in front of the net. Turn around. Comes with him. Right back to the middle. And prevents a goal right there. Good defensive play by Brad Stewart. Red Wings have been guilty of some bad decisions throughout this season, whether it be the first half when they were really banged up or the second half as well, for making poor decisions defensively. But not there.
The Zetterberg unit with Filppula and Bertuzzi against the Fiddler line. As that's sent in, knocked down in front of Howard. Hyatt slashed at by Stewart, then hit it, goes to Lee Stepniak. 14 goals in 18 games as a Coyote. What a run. Long shot went wide. In fact, Stepniak had 13 goals in 14 games in the month of March. He was the NHL first star of the month of March. Out of the corner for Fiddler, and he's knocked off straight into Howard. There's going to be a goaltender interference penalty as Fiddler carries into the zone. Drops one back to Kronwall, to Zetterberg. Oh, and he tried to go back in front. And Phoenix will touch, and the league has told all the general managers and all the coaches just yesterday, Colin Campbell, we're watching goaltender interference. Stay out of the blue and you'll be safe. Phoenix didn't. Power play when we come back. Dave Tippett's team shorthanded, the 6th best penalty killing during the regular season. Here's why.
Yeah, he's got a question mark about whether his player was knocked in, and they were contact made, but he was in the crease to start with. Could have gone either way, I guess. But,
well, it's the extra shove there, and if they're clamping down in the beginning saying, hey guys, stay out of the blue, this is what we're going to call all game. If they're consistent, then all right. If they're not, then you got a problem.
Whoever team gets called for that penalty probably isn't going to like it.
No, never do. Red Wing Bell Tire power play. Chance to grab the first goal in this one. Rafalski to the top of the circle. Watched by Hansel in front. Back of the goal. Franz, checked by McCollum. Rafalski threw it back to Lidstrom, and that was out of his reach as Howard moves one quickly for Pavel Datsyuk. Datsyuk with 9 power play goals, second to Thomas Holmstrom's 13, who's got it, and the shot deflected and wide. Datsyuk. Lidstrom to the middle. Back for Datsyuk, quickly through. Rafalski down low. Shot is stopped, rebound. Lidstrom gets to the puck first. Controls and sets up. Off the kick plate, it goes to Rafalski. Back to Lidstrom, mishandled. Able to get it though, back to Franzen. Red Wings got a break there. Down low, Holmstrom out front himself, right through the blue and out the other side. Win it, hits Rafalski who'd moved in. Holmstrom's got it. Back to Lidstrom. He threw one across for Rafalski in his skates, but he finds the puck. Lidstrom with it. Quick shot in. Save made. Deflects across. Datsyuk couldn't pick it up, and Winnick will clear it the rest of the way.
A point in Holmstrom. They got whistles behind here. They're both going to go. Couldn't hear the whistle. So it'll still be 5-on-4. That's the. And Thomas Holmstrom was going to be going off anyway after the first minute of the power play. So in front of the net, Holmstrom taking his usual beating. But more than a love tap and a slack here and there.
And you know what? Adrian Aucoin uses a wood stick. That's a PC two-hander.
That's right. There you go, Adrian. I like him for that.
One of the few in the league who's actually using a wood stick, and he's got one of the hardest shots. Off the draw, Hansel. Couldn't get a shot away as Zetterberg had him tied up. Red Wing power play here continues. Drop back, quickly moved. Zetterberg into the zone. Into the middle. Tap back to Williams. To Kronwall, to Zetterberg, with room, and a shot, and a save and a blocker by Brizgalov. Zetterberg back in front. Bertuzzi, save Brizgalov. He got the left hand on that. on a quick Bertuzzi backhander. Doesn't shoot it, spins back. Penalty is now over. Coyotes back at full strength. Rolling puck, Williams shoots. Save made. And the rebound taken and cleared ahead and out to center. His hit to Rafalski, came loose and knocked down. Another shot, and Howard's got that off a terrific rush from Vernon Fiddler.
You see this stuff going on in front. The Red Wings get manhandled in front of their own net. Supposed to be the other way around. Berg thought he had a short-sider, but Brizgalov has been good. 9 shots for Detroit, only 2 for Phoenix, but they continue to try to push the Red Wings around at every opportunity. And Shane Doan has been right in the middle of it most times.
And he's out there now with Colorado at the trade deadline for the youngster Peter Mueller, who'd been concussed while with the Astros, a trade that worked out well for both teams. Helm out of the corner. It's intercepted by Volsky, giving it back to Lombardi. Oh, and he just missed. He went long side. Howard came out to challenge, but he missed on that far side. Derek Morris moved it ahead. Bounces down into Red Wing territory. Quickly moved. Blitz from the middle on a giveaway, though. Don't backhand, went wide of the goal. Volsky looks in front. Nobody open. Goes back to the line to McCulloch. His pass to the defense taken away. Sent one in wide of the goal. Eves gets hit from behind by Volsky. And then a check finish by Helm. Stewart getting over. Wrapped back in by the captain, Shane Doan. One of the few remaining since, one of the only since this team was a Jet. And Doan went to hit Helm.
They're going to have to nullify this guy or he's going to hurt somebody.
Passed into the middle and that failed to click as Volsky threw it there and a lead pass ahead that Draper missed. Drew Miller. Pinched one past Jovanovski. And McCulloch lifted one, kicked by Stewart. Great play, Red Wings control. Miller shooting, save made. Another shot, he fanned on that.
3 of them caught.
Jovanovski joins the rush to redeem Babata, and a good block there by Kronwall. Miller threw it ahead. They battle for it. Hansel and Draper. Babata tied up by Kronwall. Reversing the flow back there was Miller. And Stewart with a look, and he'll play one back to Kronwall. The Red Wings and Coyotes both make changes here. 20 seconds past the halfway point. Kronwall just leaned on that composite stick and it broke. He had to go to the bench. Thankfully, on a quick change, on came Lilia to take that puck. Franzen carries to center with Datsuk and Bertuzzi. Bertuzzi a shot, and that hit Franzen going to the goal. Jovanovski got it ahead to Taylor Pyatt. Puck goes out to center as Fiddler knocked one ahead. Stempniak couldn't get it. Bertuzzi with a lifter back into the Phoenix zone. And they'll get another change going here. So Mike Babcock with a little bit of a switch of the lines there.
Well, you got to wonder whether Detroit's going to maybe try to get Bertuzzi out against Shane Doan. 2 big wide bodies. Bertuzzi can handle Doan. And try to get Stewart on the ice as well with Kronwall.
Oh, that hit that broken stick. Win it. Send it wide. That Kronwall broken stick came into play, and that allowed Daniel Winnick a great opportunity. He had just 4 goals in the regular season, though, so not a noted scorer, but he's got the puck again to the front of the goal.
Right by it and left it there.
Here comes Zetterberg, and play goes offside.
Jimmy Howard should push that stick into the corner and get it out of the way.
And that stick into play right there. A great chance for Winnick, but he sent it wide of the net. We're back in a moment.
Experience, I think when you have it is a great thing. I think when you don't have it, it's overrated. The bottom line is whether you're 40 or 25, or your first playoff or your last playoff, you got to play well.
And you think about these numbers: Lidstrom, Holmstrom, Draper, more games played than the Coyotes' entire roster. And 2 of the Coyotes who would have played a lot of playoff games, Robert Lang missed 17 games down the stretch with a lower body injury. He's close to returning, not back yet, and Matthew Schneider is a scratch tonight. He had a knee injury after leaving Vancouver. He played in 8 games for Phoenix. We may see him in this series too. Shot sent wide. Datsuk moving up. Matthew Schneider, one of the 2 Coyotes with cup rings. Yulia Brizgalov being the other. As mentioned, the Red Wings with 35, and including management, 53 cup rings in this Red Wing organization. Brought back in. Holmstrom will shoot.
Oh my!
That handcuff Brizgalov as Holmstrom let it go, and the Red Wings lead 1-0. They'll take it.
Oh my goodness! He simple wrist shot, and he thought he had it. Where is Patrick Waugh when you want him? Oh my goodness! Look at all the line changing going on. Nothing going on here, right? Wrong. He missed it by a foot. That thing sailed right. Watch this thing. I don't know if it would take off. It was like, what? How could you miss that? That catching glove's the size of a bushel basket.
All right, was that the furthest he's ever scored from?
Oh, for sure, without a doubt.
Close.
That goal there equals about 18 of Holmstrom's other goals at the top of the crease.
That would be true. Because that was about, what, 40 feet?
More.
Roughly?
Well,
it's 64 feet from the blue line to the goal line.
Well, we're going to replay this again and get the measuring tape out for sure.
Lombardi shooting, great save. Howard flexing, got the left pad down and a good stop.
It's too good to let go for Holmstrom.
That'll make Howard feel good too into the game there, and a shot just wide and have the 1-0 lead with which to work.
Wow.
Stewart fed it off. Bertuzzi fanned on it, had the puck come right back to him. But the shot was knocked down in front of the goal, and it goes to Shane Doan.
Well, see, Red Wings got the matchup they want here with Cronwall and Stewart on, with Shane Doan, who's been running over everything in a white jersey in the first 10 minutes.
They'll try another long one. This one, Brizgalov will hold.
Well, you know what he did, Kenny? He played it with his body. Instead, you always say, even from young goalies, never have your stick, always have your pads behind your stick, always have your body behind your glove. Holy mackerel. This black line that's screwing me up here. That's what's messing me up. That's the netting at the end we're looking at it from. Yeah, there's where he shoots the puck from. It's about 40 feet from there, so it's all a 45 for Holmstrom, and that probably equals the longest goal he's scored, unless it's been an empty netter.
It's 41 feet from the top of the circle to the end boards. It's 30 feet from the top of the circle to the net, so give it about 40 feet.
Yep.
40, 42 feet. In behind the goal for Helm. He's held, grabbed there by Stepniak back of the goal, the former Maple Leaf. Ahead to center and brought in by Eves. Passed through, and a good back check there as Helm was driving to the goal. Cleary couldn't come up with the puck. Back at center, and Lilia will shoot it right back in. Lilia, who played in 20 games this season after coming back from missing a year with that concussion. That's sent into the corner, in behind Winnick, who had that great opportunity for Phoenix. Knocked down, going to the front of the goal is Nokalainen. Puck didn't get there. Penalty coming to Detroit.
It's a nice dive on this one by the look of this baby. I'd have to see it again, but nonetheless.
They're calling cross-checking. So, when we come back, it'll be the Coyotes going to their first power play. Red Wings hockey, presented by Bell Tire. Plenty of Red Wing sweaters here in Phoenix, some in white and some in red, and the Red Wings are in their second set of sweaters, socks, and pants. They always switch for the playoffs, and the first set of red game-used sweaters will have the Hall of Fame patch sewn on once again. They wore that in Toronto prior to Steve Yzerman's induction, and the entire set, except for Nick Lidstrom's sweater, which is in the Hockey Hall of Fame from that night, will be on sale when the playoffs are over at Hockeytown Athenas. The Red Wings are shorthanded. Cronwall in for cross-checking. Phoenix power play scores! A shot from the point. Keith Yandel. He led their defense with 12 in the regular season. And here in the playoffs, ties it up at 1. Took just 9 seconds on the power play.
Now that's a face-off, cleanly won. And this shot by Jim Howard, he never saw it. Look at the bodies in front. And guess who's there? Right here, going to come into the middle, right down here, and hit the top left, top right corner, really. You know what? I think this puck hit Brad Stewart now that we look at it from this angle.
Yep.
Yeah, I can't see it on that angle, but he lifted up his left leg to block the shot. Unfortunately, he didn't get enough of it. It ricocheted off his body and right into the top corner It had eyes, and we're tied 1-1.
So the 2 goals tonight have come from a combined 100 feet. As Keith Yandel will get that one. Their leader in defense points, and Brad Stewart. And it go off him, and nothing Jimmy Howard could do on that.
And wouldn't you know, it came on a penalty. That was a really awful call. Conwell still wondering how he put the cross-check on somebody.
But it is the importance of controlling face-offs. The Red Wings were 8th best this season in the face-off department. Phoenix 14th at just 50%. Morris and Lombardi assisting on the Yandel goal. It was Rafalski assisting on Holmstrom's goal. That came at 12-17. This one at 14-13 on the power play. As the Red Wings now in a 1-1 tie. Henrik Zetterberg tied with Pavel Datsyuk with 70 points, leading the Red Wings in scoring during the regular season. Coyotes again control that face-off. It goes to McCulloch, long shot in. And Howard will hold on to that. And Zetterberg, his numbers very similar. He missed 8 games this year with a shoulder injury, but his numbers very similar to last year. He played 3 fewer games this year. His goals were down by 8, his power play goals down by 9. But the point differential just 3. The plus-minus pretty much the same, plus 12, plus 13, and as we mentioned, the shots on goal the exact same as a year ago. So the only thing really missing for Henrik and from 07-08 when he scored 43 goals is the goal production being down, but he's shooting the puck. Bertuzzi tried to get it back out front to him. He couldn't. Came back to the point as Lidstrom. Got help from Filppula. Stays in the zone. Zetterberg with that strong effort as he had in Chicago on that winning goal. And as Cleary moved one back to Stewart. But Zetterberg to Filppula. Hooking penalty coming here to Phoenix.
This was an interference or a hook coming through the center ice with nobody. He didn't have the puck.
The Red Wings are going to go to a power play, a chance to regain the lead, and a reminder to look for the Miller Lite. Taste greatness moment. That's coming up for you later in tonight's game. The Miller Lite Taste Greatness moment. And Todd Bertuzzi and himself 18 goals and 44 points. 44 points each of the last 2 years for number 44, Todd Bertuzzi. Red Wings are on another Bell Tire power play. They had 4 shots in their first attempt, but did not score on it, and Pavel Datsyuk will lead them ahead. Gains the zone and gives to Franzen. 25 playoff goals for Franzen the past 39 games in the postseason. 41 points in that time for him. Datsyuk. Holmstrom in front of the goal. Puck off the side of the net, taken by O'Coin. And a long looper right down to Howard. Coyotes change up their penalty killing unit. 6th best on the penalty kill. Red Wings power play 9th best in the regular season. Rafalski slows up, sets up. Holmstrom goes back to him. Defers to Franzen on the right side. Holmstrom slashed at by Brzgalov in front. Datsyuk has it, face-off circle. Rafalski comes near side, down low, Lidstrom. Pass in front, taken away. Franzen swept one across, Datsyuk over to pick it up. Twirling back in the corner. They're playing off him. Lidstrom, shooting one, scores! Back of the goal with a screen in front. Nick Lidstrom lets it go. So now all 3 goals have come from about 160 feet. And the Red Wings lead it 2-1.
The Phoenix Coyotes Mahalik chose to cover Holmstrom in front of the net. As a result, Brzgalov, like Howard on the Phoenix goal, never saw the puck. It went all the way through everybody. Look at the cross-check right there. That's worse than the Cronwall cross-check. Hold it right there, guys. Look at this line. Feet, feet, feet. Watch that puck. It's got eyes. Look at this. Oh, jeez.
Wow.
Talk about running a gauntlet. That's unbelievable.
You don't think Holmstrom's going to get that goal tomorrow, do you?
He might.
Really?
He might.
playoffs.
He might. No, this one I think it went cleanly between his feet.
Nick Lidstrom does get credit for the goal, and that is his 47th goal in the postseason, and that's second among active players to Mark Recchi in this postseason. He's got 50, does Recchi, and Nick Lidstrom just got his 47th, and for him, in terms of points, he just got one. He's now at 166. Those are the most playoff points all time. His goals I just mentioned among active players.
Look at this. These two guys, holy smoke.
Lidstrom catching right up. Datsuk and Franzen assisting. We know so many are in the hockey pools for the playoffs.
He's able to catch Fedorov in second place or third place.
3 minutes to go here in the opening period. Game one of the Stanley Cup playoffs. As Cleary shoots, it's deflected off a skate. Dome ran into Eaves.
He's had quite a period, Shane Doan.
Sure has. That pinballed off the skate right back down to Jimmy Howard. Stewart. And as the Red Wings change, he slows up. And that goal will make Brad Stewart feel a whole lot better. Inadvertently had the Phoenix goal go off him. Peter Pruka. He'll get it in. Eriksson takes a turn, looks, and this will be icing. And the faceoff will come back down. We'll place a small deposit on 2010-11 Red Wings season ticket plan right now and enjoy current benefits like priority on this year's playoff tickets below box office prices. Operators standing by right now to take your call. 313-396-7575.
You know, the more I see icings like that or dump-ins like that, the more I hope they take that, what are they calling this thing?
The touch icing.
No, not even that. But
the trapezoid.
The trapezoid, get that thing out of there. Let the goalie handle a puck so the defensemen don't get killed.
All right.
Not many of them handle a puck much anywhere, you know, with any great degree of efficiency. Maybe Turco and Brodeur, but you know, at least help your defenseman. Everything else is gonna kill him, you know.
Marty Turco will be plying his trade somewhere other than Dallas next season. By the way, in coaching today, Davis Payne in St. Louis had the interim tag taken away, so he's going to be the head coach there. And Atlanta fired John Anderson today as their head coach. Tampa Bay looking for a head coach. Dave Tippett coached in Dallas, and the Red Wings know all about him, and he knows all about Detroit. And look at these two gentlemen. Mike Babcock, Dave Tippett. Most regular season wins, the two here tonight since 02-03.
They have a great respect for each other.
Mike Babcock aiming to become the first head coach in hockey history to win an Olympic gold medal and the Stanley Cup in the same season. So wouldn't that be something? And I wouldn't put it past him doing it. With his success, Draper nearly pulled a groin, but the play did go offside. And a little skirmish in the corner.
You know, it's very, very obvious that the Phoenix Coyotes, part of their big game plan here was to physically run at the Red Wings every chance they get and try to get them off their game. They wouldn't be the first kid in the block to try this. It hasn't worked for anybody else. I don't know why they think they will, but nonetheless, this guy, he's like a runaway truck. 225, 230 pounds. He can hurt you. You better keep your head up when he's on the ice, and he's got a mean streak, too. If he's not going to score goals, they're saying, you know what, Shane? Be effective another way, and boy, he's had a really good first period.
One goal as captain was Steve Yzerman, who was general manager for Team Canada at the World Championship a few years back. Back in Finland in 03 when they won the World Championship, he was a line mate, Shane Doan, with Draper and Maltby. They were the checking unit there for Team Canada. Shane Doan can do it to both ends of the rink for sure. Rafalski, he got hit hard. He's hoping to stay healthy these playoffs after the shoulder injury he played through last year all the way into the Cup final. The Red Wings were so banged up. Filppula into Zetterberg, and he fanned on it. And heading out to center for Pyatt.
See that play right there? Filppula went after the Phoenix guy. Go ahead, Ken.
Here's Zetterberg. No, you go ahead.
And a great save by Brizgala.
There you go.
There you go. But Filppula didn't even hit him, and that's typical of Detroit. They don't pound people. You know, they're there to play hockey with the skill side of it. If it had been a Phoenix player going over to challenge a Detroit player, he would have been ramming him into the end boards, or the sideboards.
Well, Terry Filppula missed 27 games this season with that injured wrist. Played 55, had 11 goals. He had 12 last year in 80 games. so much was expected more in the goal department from him because he had 19 back in 07-08.
Well, he's shown some really good stuff here the last couple of weeks. His ability to play in any situation, and boy, he's a valuable guy for Mike Babcock.
League leader in takeaways, Pavel Datsyuk at 132, took one away there, in front of the goal, and just swept wide by Holmstrom. Moving in goes Stewart, and he got to that puck, beat Sammy Lepisto to it. Native of Finland, Lepisto cleared it, Pronson tied up by Hansel. So Dave Tippett has Winnick out there with this unit now. Puck is chopped away. Delayed penalty coming here to the Coyotes. Out to the bench. Datsyuk saw a hit coming.
Look at it.
Oh, and a little shove.
Oh, yeah.
Into the back
Every
of Pavel.
opportunity. Phoenix is not even playing the puck. And that's why they're taking this penalty. They're just playing physical every opportunity they get. It could end up burning them big time. Let's have a look. Jeez. I don't know if he really grabbed it, but he had the left hand on him for a while.
So Lepisto goes to the box. Red Wings go back to the power play.
Datsyuk had eyes in the back of his head there to miss Hansel, who's a big lad coming at him. You know, the Red Wings will score on this power play, Ken. Well, you only got 30 seconds left in the period, but that'll end the physical play for Phoenix.
Lidstrom will shoot and a save by Brizgalov. The Red Wings, for the first time, are starting a playoff series on the road in 10 years. The 2002 Western Conference semifinal at Colorado was the last time they began a playoff series on the road. Do you think there's more pressure on Phoenix here, and the season they had, that the Red Wings this year starting on the road is not necessarily a bad thing?
No, I don't think it adds any pressure at all for a veteran team.
Lidstrom, he'll shoot one, and that was blocked. Marpikoski got in front of that. Lidstrom again to Filppula. Bertuzzi in front of the net. Zetterberg, Rafalski shooting one, hit bodies in front of the goal, and a shot. Oh, Brizgalov, as Zetterberg threw it right into him. That's at least his third shot, if not fourth, of this period for Henrik Zetterberg. As the Red Wings have now outshot Phoenix 19-7.
An awful mass of bodies. And look at the cross check in the back by Jovanovski on Todd Bertuzzi. Holy smoke. Look at Bertuzzi saying, "What are you doing, Jovo?" They know each other pretty well. But you got to do your job.
Key face-off here with 7 seconds left in the period. Brizgalov left it. Back to the line. Lidstrom, 1 second to go. And the first period comes to a close. And a carryover here of 1:27 for the Red Wings to work with fresh ice to start period 2 on the Bell Tire power play. And here's a lineup of upcoming April in the D live events here on Fox Sports Detroit on Friday. Game 2 right here from Glendale at 10. And the Tigers are at Seattle, same time. That'll be over on Fox Sports Plus Saturday. The Tigers and Mariners, and on Sunday, same story, both in high def at 9 and 4 in the afternoon, respectively. And for a complete April in the D telecast schedule, visit foxsportsdetroit.com. The Red Wings go to the room with a 2-1 lead. And the man who scored on a long shot that handcuffed Brizgalov is getting set to talk with our John Keating right now. John, take it away.
All right, thanks, Kenny. As Homer comes into position, scored a goal basically from Tucson to get the Wings on the board. That's well beyond your comfort zone.
Yeah, for sure it is. But yeah, I know, put the pucks to net, good things happen. So it was a good goal. All
right, we're going to give you a chance to take a peek at it. Brian Rafalski left it for you, and it was just sitting there, and Brizgalov among the most surprised people in the building.
Yeah, look at that. You know, I don't know what happened. You know, it shouldn't be a goal. He should have it, but you know, we take it. Yeah.
All right, just good analysis from you. And then you were a part of the Lidstrom goal, basically creating all kinds of traffic, and that's obviously a big part of playoff hockey. Yes.
Yeah, you know, the puck's to the net, and you know, if you screen the goal, they can't see it. It's going to be even tougher for them to save it.
All right, it's clear that their game plan coming in is to muck things up a little bit, play very physical. Shane Doan is running all over the ice. That can't surprise a team as veteran as Detroit.
No, we know, you know, he's a big body, and you know, he's one of the leaders in the work ethic up there in there. So, you know, he's the whole team, you know, for sure try to get the crowd going too. So, you know, we got 40 minutes left, so it's going to be tough.
Great start for you guys. We appreciate your time.
Yeah.
Thomas Holmstrom, a big part of both Red Wing goals. They're up 2-1 after one. From here in Phoenix to Mickey York, who awaits in our Call Sam studios. Mick.
All right, John, thank you very much. Considering these were two of the stingiest teams during the regular season, this wasn't expected to be a high-scoring series, but what do you know? We have 3 goals already after 20 minutes of play. Coming up during our first intermission report, Larry Murphy will join me to break down the first period, and we'll take a look at all the highlights as well. 2-1 Wings after one.
Again, no limits. Red Wing fans are everywhere and well represented tonight here in Phoenix for Game 1, in which the Red Wings lead by 1 after 1. And our scouting report, again, brought to you by Sam Bernstein, the Bernstein Advantage. 1-800-CALL-SAM, and Ilya Bryzgalov. And it wasn't his fault that Team Russia could not contend at the recent Olympics. So they had probably too many players from the KHL on that team, but Bryzgalov did his part. And how about his numbers this season? 3rd in goals against, 8th in save percentage, 2nd in the league with shutouts, 3rd in victories with 42 wins, and won a Stanley Cup with Anaheim in 2007. So 16 playoff games experience coming into this season. He was promised he'd be moved by Brian Burke, then in Anaheim was put on waivers. And boy, did Brian Burke ever do the Phoenix Coyotes a favor. They picked him up on waivers in 07, and he's been quite a story. So the Red Wings will begin period number 2 with the man advantage, 127 on the carryover penalty from period 1. The Red Wings lead by 1, have a power play goal tonight already from Nick Lidstrom. Thomas Holmstrom with the other goal, Keith Yandel for Phoenix. As Rafalski brings it ahead to center. He assisted on the Holmstrom goal and will turn back, didn't like what he saw. So he gives it to Pavel Datsyuk.
Get it back to him.
Exactly. And he's got it as Datsyuk carries into the zone. Gained the line with a good fake. Datsyuk shooting one, and blocker stopped by his countryman from the Olympics. Hard hit Holmstrom, giving it to Datsyuk. Rafalski shoots, save made. Rebound out front of the goal. Fanned on a clear, but then grabbed by Ed Jovanovski. And he'll clear it the length of the ice. Red Wings start deep. Long pass ahead off Todd Bertuzzi with Derek Morris. Back to the line. Kronwall, Zetterberg, fanned on it. He had 4 shots in that opening period. Did Zetterberg. Feathered back to the line. Rafalski back to Filppula. His shot hit a leg, blocked in front. Rebound. Bryzgalov got over.
Look out.
And that's up and out of play, and the faceoff will stay deep in the Phoenix zone.
Couple of hot handlers there. Zetterberg tried to one time a pretty hot pass from Kronwall. That wasn't going to happen. Too much juice on it.
And the Red Wings with 5 shots on this power play. 19 seconds left in it. Zetterberg and Fiddler on the draw that Zetterberg won. Teams were 50-50 on faceoffs in the first. Brad Stewart giving to Kronwall. Back for Filppula. Sneaking in Stewart. The pass to him missed him, and Fiddler out the other way. And a long shot down the ice just as the penalty to Lepisto expires. Puck's knocked down at center. Moved in for Matthew Lombardi, who saw some playoff action as the play goes offside with Calgary when he took on the Red Wings.
Well, they'll come back with Lidstrom and Rafalski. Even though the Shane Doan line is on the ice, Dan Cleary's not the size of Shane Doan, but he can handle himself very well physically against much bigger men. He's done it all his career.
Little piece came out of the glass, so that's why we have a delay here. They're going to have to, the piece that holds the top of the seamless glass here. So we'll get a little bit of a delay here and a chance to talk about the man they call Captain Coyote, Shane Doan.
Shane Doan in the first period was credited with only 1 hit, no, 1 shot.
They credit him 2 hits.
He had 4 that I know of.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
73 points last season, 78 the year before. I should say 2 seasons ago because this season just over. 55 this last completed campaign for Shane Doan. His 31 goals a year ago were a personal best for him. Place a small deposit on 2010-11 Red Wings season ticket plan right now and enjoy current benefits like priority on this year's playoff tickets. Below box office prices. Call 313-396-7575. Operators are standing by. Now the Phoenix Coyotes, since the trade deadline, had a terrific record, 13-3-2, and a big part of that is this. Derek Morris, Wojtek Wolski, Matthew Schneider, who's not in tonight, and Lee Stepniak, who is perhaps the biggest story. 14 goals, 18 points in 18 games for Stepniak. He had 14 goals in 62 games with Toronto. He had 14 goals in 18 games with Phoenix, and he really combined well with a Taylor Pyatt and a Vernon Fiddler. When they lost Scotty Upshall at the end of January, Scotty Upshall was their leading goal scorer at 18 goals. They grabbed Wojtek Wolski at the trade deadline to try to make up for some of that. Then they needed what would be a third-line guy in Stepniak. All of a sudden, he became a second-line guy.
Well, Wolski needed a change of scenery. Good young player for Colorado, but that deal really was a good deal until Mueller got hurt just last week in Colorado, but he had really gone dry. No pun intended here in the desert, but I mean, I didn't mean that. Actually.
No, it's well put, though.
Yeah, it's true.
And it's not like Stempniak didn't score previously in his career. 3 years ago, he led the Blues with 27 goals.
Yeah, that's why they made the deal for him for Toronto.
Right, and it just didn't work out. And that's all about situation, right? You just...
Yeah, I guess. I mean...
Not every trade's going to work in a certain city, and you're a better player than you think. Kruka with Hansel and Verbata. A stick check there, came back to the line. Lepisto put it into the corner. Hansel in front. Deflects to Holmstrom on a perfect feed for Johan Franzen. He'll go in after the puck. His lane taken away smartly by O'Coin. Holmstrom moved up. It slipped by him. Just chopped off the boards, but a perfect redirect to Hansel. To Radim Verbata, but offside as they mishandled the puck at the Red Wing line.
You know, this guy couldn't find Front Street in Toronto in a year and a half or so, but boy, oh boy, he found the back of the net here in Coyote country. He's a good little player. Look out, another hit coming.
Eves will move it. It's knocked down at the line, but onside. In for Helm. Helm got jarred on a hit. Deflected and just wide of the goal. Helm in behind for Danny Cleary. Fighting off Matthew Lombardi. Lombardi and Cleary together. Eves got it back to Cronwall. His shot into the glove of Brizgalov. And a face-off coming up, staying in the Phoenix zone. Darren Helm, who played in 75 games this season. 11 goals and 24 points on the year. And remember, he had the AC sprain in his right shoulder the second day of training camp, and that set him back a little bit. Took him a while, but boy, did he ever come on.
Well, he's really getting his first experience of a full year and then a playoff run. He was so good for Detroit in the playoffs a year ago. But it's a long year, and that's where young players have to really learn how to handle themselves throughout 6.5 months, and then for 2 months of a marathon playoff possibly.
Dropped off from the near side, thrown back by Fiddler. Draper will send it off the boards and back to center ice. Lepisto. Moved on by O'Coin. That failed to work. And it will be icing as it missed 2 players first and then went right to Jason Williams. So the faceoff will come back down into the Phoenix zone.
Both these teams are trying to have certain people against certain other people. And if those matchups are nullifying each other, it's going to be a mismatch on a line change. This could help or burn one of these two teams. There's a lot of it going on. When you got your defense, not only your forwards involved, boy, that's big time trouble for your bench sometimes.
Bertuzzi blew a tire as he went in after the puck. Bertuzzi fed it in behind the goal. Battling there is Filppula. Zetterberg waiting for it to come free. Bertuzzi kicked at it. Now goes after the puck. Lepisto took him out of the play and knocked him down. But Zetterberg regains control of it to Filppula, and a save made by Bryzgalov. Out to center and carried through by Wojtek Wolski. Off a leg and giving chase. Rafalski. He hits Lombardi.
He's going again.
Jovanovski. Turning in the corner off the stick of Lidstrom. Pushed it in behind Wolski out front. Howard got a stick on that. Now Terry Filppula sees a change coming. He'll just shoot a long one in that bobbled by Bryzgalov, and he'll hang on.
You can see that Valtteri Filppula was going to dump that puck in and go to the bench. He took his eye off Doan and he ran at him. The last second here, he runs over Rafalski. You just have to be aware when he's on the ice all the time, and you have to keep your stick up in defense these days without getting a penalty. You used to be able to do that and get a guy not to back off you a little bit, but now you get a penalty to do it. So shame on you for protecting yourself, they say.
That puck is in a crowd, but moved out to center by Datsuk Yandel. Cross to Morris. Seems to be back in Phoenix every few years, Derek Morris. With a long shot that's knocked down in front of the goal, and Morris goes back to center to get it. 3 times traded at the trade deadline, including this year to Phoenix. So he's been busy. He always worries about the month of March, Derek Morris.
You mean he's renting?
Yes, I would think. His second go-around with Phoenix, spent 5 seasons here earlier in his career. Penalty coming here to Detroit, as Lilly is back to touch it. Call made there by Mark Jonette, so the Coyotes are going to go to a power play. It only took them 9 seconds to score on their first power play opportunity.
Detroit, number 3, minor penalty for elbowing.
Number 3, Detroit, penalty for an elbow. Lilly is looking at Mark Jonette and going, really? Yeah, that was really serious.
So man advantage. Lombardi. Flying in. Going in deep. 2 captains together there as Lidstrom's all over him. Doan kept control. Save made. Great stop by Howard. Oh, what a save that was on Matthew Lombardi by Jimmy Howard.
Didn't we see a save like this Sunday in Chicago? Not sure who was on, but
yes, we did.
very similar. Glove above the left pad right there, just like that. Very active, Tim Howard. A nice job there on Lombardi, who thought he had himself the back of the net in a power play.
Which continues. Derek Morris will shoot. That redirected. Doan got it over to Wolski. Broken stick out there. Yandel at the line. In front, they score. That was set up perfectly into the slot. And Wolski buried it.
Perfect timing for a one-timer for Wolski. And that had some mustard on it, that pass, too. Very nicely done by Phoenix. And at the same time, they were getting a broken stick replaced, going to the bench right here. But they keep the puck in, and everybody overplays this side. There's the pass to Wolski. It's out of my picture. But we'll take it when we can get it, I guess.
23 goals and 65 points. He was first on Phoenix, although wasn't here all year, so Shane Doan truly was the leading scorer, but he's a great scorer, Wojtek Wolski, who will be a restricted free agent into this season, one of those trade deadline acquisitions. 2 power play goals for Phoenix, and offside is Chris Draper. So the game's tied 2-2, despite the Red Wings out shooting the Coyotes 25-11, but Phoenix went outshot at the best record in the National Hockey League. We're back in a moment. They're called the Black Aces. Those who practice, and many will practice after the Red Wings are through. Those from Grand Rapids who the Red Wings don't intend on playing, but the likes of Brad May and Justin Applicator may in fact get into some playoff time. And I saw Matthias Rittila play with Grand Rapids, highly skilled forward, and he's going to be a keeper next year for the Red Wings. Applicator, depending, may get some playing time here, and they really like Doug Janik too as an extra depth defenseman as well.
And it's part of the learning process for young players. I've been there. You love to play, but you got to pay your dues.
That's sent wide of the goal. Thomas Holmstrom got it up for Pavel Datsyuk, who was so injured during the playoff last year with the ankle and the Charlie horse. For Pavel Datsyuk, just one postseason goal for him. Datsyuk went after it, back to the line. Lidstrom, and that hit Franzen up high. Another shot. That went off an ankle. Oh, and a diving play by Franzen, and a good play. Maybe saved a two-man break, although Lidstrom was trying to get back, and now he's shaking off the effects of a blocked shot from his own man.
Yeah, two Coyotes were heading north on that one if it hadn't gone out of play.
Bertuzzi out along with Zetterberg, and Filppula for the Red Wings. The check line out for Phoenix. Hansel, Verbata, Pruka, Verbata back of the goal. Bringing it out in front himself and knocked away by Kronwall. Peter Pruka. Verbata off the side of the goal. Sia White stood up there thinking it was in. Coyotes control. Skate to stick, turning Verbata. Made its way across Pruka. Went off Kronwall. Zetterberg had a stick lifted, but it bounces out to center, and three Red Wings are up, but Kronwall will peel off to go for a change. McCulloch with a pass to Verbata, hit Bertuzzi. Hansel at center. And a long shot that Howard stops. That's settled down by Rafalski. Tipped in deep by Patrick Eaves. Joined by his line mates Cleary and Helm. Yandel with a pass ahead for Doan. For Lombardi. He was stoned a few moments ago to Doan. And there's Jimmy Howard out in front of the crease looking so strong.
You can see why those two are working so well together. That was a nice little give and go. And a pretty good scoring chance for Shane Doan.
This has been quite the season for the Phoenix Coyotes. Their first Cup appearance since 2002. Dave Tippett has them playing with that great structure, great blend of youth and experience. And he said this morning, the second game of the season, his team went into Pittsburgh. They shut out the defending Cup champs 3-0. And after the game, his players thought, hey, we can do this. We can win these games. And maybe their turning point, remember they went on a long 9-game winning streak, and they late January 26th with 1:30 to play, they came back and beat the Red Wings. They were down by 2, scored 2 and tied it, and Shane Doan won it in overtime at the Joe. Bouncing puck, Howard coming out. He'll sweep it away, and that kicked off a 6-game winning streak for the Phoenix, and 8 of 9. All part of the building process here. It brought them to a franchise record for points and victories. 107 points and 50 wins. Doesn't Wayne Gretzky wish now that perhaps he had some of the veteran experience that this team has and not all the youngsters?
Yeah.
Helm and Cleary almost collided, and that's shoveled aside there by Brizgalov. Williams takes McCulloch to the boards. Draper in digging for it. Daniel Winnick covering him. See that battle down there? Draper getting a stick in there. Now it's Williams' turn to fight for it along the wall. Moving in comes Lillian. Saw a hit coming, got out of the way, got the puck to Williams, away from McCulloch. Williams in front. Brizgalov sprawling out, and he'll get a mid on it and hold it. Well, this is the 6th playoff for the Phoenix Coyotes since they moved to the desert. Back in 96-97, 10 years prior, was their last series victory. 1987, against Calgary. But this is what they've done or have not been able to do. They have not been out of the first round since they moved to Phoenix and haven't been out of the first round since 1987 when they beat the Flames in 6 and then lost in round 2 when they were Jets. Just 2 franchise series wins all time and none as Coyotes. Datsuk to Rafalski. And a save by Brzgalov. Directed to Stepniak. Datsuk on him, took the puck away. What a play.
Look at him go.
Switches gears, comes in, and then got knocked off stride and held by Lepisto. That'll be held by Brzgalov. Pavel Datsuk showing his magic again. You're watching Red Wings hockey on Fox Sports Detroit, presented by Bell Tire.
Halfway through this one here in Phoenix, and take you back a little bit to some of the work that Pavel Datsuk has done against the Phoenix Coyotes, whether it was at the old arena or the new. And right here in the desert, he's done a very good job. He's averaged better than a point a game. And he took off trying to get a few more there just a moment ago. And with stuff like that, Phoenix will have something to handle if he continues to play like that.
An 11-game scoring streak against the Phoenix Coyotes coming into play tonight. Kronwall leading for Stewart. Jolinoski will send it in. Howard tried to slow it up. Kronwall over there to get it. Threw it to the middle. Handled by Zetterberg. Puck is okay inside the line, not offside. Filppula gets hit. McCulloch, an expert shot blocker, trying to get the puck past Bertuzzi. Couldn't. He and Filppula work down low. Filppula jumping past, got hit by Ansel. Quick shot. Brzgalov got that as Zetterberg let it go. Showing why he was one of the league leaders in shots. Letting the puck go tonight. Verbata. That sailed off the glass, ricochets right out as Phoenix is changing and backhanded in by Zetterberg. Yandel, who's got the goal, has the puck. Phoenix defense led the National Hockey League 40 goals in the blue line brigade. And they've got one of their only goal tonight from the blue line. And one of their 2 goals tonight. The other one came off the stick from Wojtek Wolski. And a 2-2 tie in period 2. 8:10 left in it. Eaves, he stepped into Volsky. He goes and gets the puck, but Helm covering him. Rafalski got into the fray. Volsky with it again. And now it comes out for Cleary. Ooh, and Cleary got hit hard.
Going again?
Yeah, and it was actually a little bit of a cheap shot, wasn't it? And Cleary was hit the first, and then the puck was long gone. Rafalski wrapped it past Yandel. Lombardi got just enough of Williams to prevent him from getting a chance. Keith Yandel then in turn hit by Williams. Puck's loose, grabbed by Draper. Couldn't get it past the stick of Yandel, then he lost it to Draper. Puck bouncing all over the place down there, grabbed by Petteri Nokalainen. And the former Duck ran out of room. That pass missed Williams. Ilya Brzgalov. Played it high and off the glass. Stepping up was Eriksson. Good jump in the air to knock it down by Drew Miller. Brought out by Lord Korpikoski. Into the Red Wing zone, but knocked down, what they say, with a high stick. So what do you think? Here, Cleary. Puck long gone, and he was looking back to see, hey, one hit's fine, the other one I didn't like.
Franzen is a guy with the size and the guts to go with Doan, Stewart, Bertuzzi. And Yandel just gave Datsuk a slash on the hands after the whistle. Nobody saw it, right in front of their bench.
Pavel Datsuk with a feed to Franz into the middle. Skate the stick for Kronwall. Penalty upcoming here to Phoenix. As Datsuk got leveled, he went into the goal, and the Coyotes are going to be shorthanded here. So if Datsuk's not on the score sheet, he's making his presence felt in other ways. Although he does have an assist tonight to make it the 11-game scoring streak against Phoenix. Here's where he gets knocked down. So the Red Wings will go to their 4th Bell Tire power play, 1 for 3 tonight. Coin in for interference. Zetterberg, Filppula, Bertuzzi, Williams, Kronwall. Cancel on the faceoff for the Red Wings. Zetterberg wins. Shot by Williams, didn't get to the net, it was deflected. Williams with it again. Backhand one over for Kronwall to Zetterberg. Filppula in the slot. Bertuzzi down low. Shot hit a leg. Comes to the line and out as the Red Wings will regroup. Kronwall to Williams, mishandled the puck. Zetterberg at center. Back to get it. McCulloch. And Zbynek McCulloch will get it all the way down the ice. Younger brother Milan in Ottawa went over in the Danny Heatley deal. And we'll get another stop in play.
Not enough patience for Detroit here, trying to force it. Very low percentage opportunities. They got nothing done in the first 42 seconds of that power play.
Pavel Datsyuk, 27 goals, led the Red Wings, tied for first with 70 points. Led the Wings in points for 5 consecutive years, although tied with Henrik this season. His 2nd time leading the Red Wings in goals. He was tied with Robert Lang, a Coyote not dressed tonight, back in 03-04 when they each had 30. Power play continuing here for just over a minute. Franzen! And a hand pass called. And the faceoff will come outside the Phoenix zone as a result of that. Pavel Datsyuk, as we were talking about, not only his offensive prowess, but defensively too. He's won 2 straight Selke trophies. This year was +17 and leading the league with 132 takeaways for Pavel. He's led the league now 3 times the past 4 years, and he's won 4 straight Lady Byng trophies for gentlemanly play at 18 penalty minutes this year. He'll be in line for both awards once again. He'll take the Selke over the Byng, I think.
Yeah.
Not that he wants a reputation to change necessarily, but Congeniality Award, it's nice. Fired around and Rafalski will hold it in. Good play to get it. Holmstrom back to Lidstrom. To Rafalski. For Pavel Datsyuk. Half minute to go in the power play. Datsyuk kicked it ahead. Holmstrom heads to the front of the net. Datsyuk, meantime, keeps control near side. Looks for an opening. Back to him. Just wide. Great play. Took a while. They got it there. Lidstrom. To Datsyuk. To Rafalski. Shot blocked. Came back to Datsyuk. Left side open. Franzen shooting. Penalty over. Franzen again. Back in front of the goal. And just wide. That ricocheted off bodies and came back near side. And the Coyotes get it to go to center. Winnick into the Red Wing zone. And into the glove of Howard. And he'll hold on for a faceoff. So one shot on that last power play, a slew of bodies in front of others. We're tied at 2, late in period 2 from Glendale.
Well, we remain 2-2 here at 4:27 to go in the 2nd period, and not for the lack of trying here in this power play. Look at this bang-bang play right there, just off the tip of Datsuk's stick, and a nice give and go. Holmstrom had the wherewithal to get knocked down and still clear the puck. This is a low percentage shot, but see Homer clearing it right to a teammate to keep her going, to keep it alive. And another bad angle opportunity. So outside of the Datsuk opportunity, there wasn't much on a high percentage.
Did Kronwall get rocked by who else?
Guess who?
Shane Doan. Wow. Penalty upcoming.
What do we got? You're going to call him, finally?
Not that one. I'm not sure. Well, Red Wings had the puck, so why was the whistle
There's Stewart's going to talk to Doan right now. Yeah. When Doan's going, me? Are you kidding? Come on. What? Did he say 5 minutes for charging?
No.
Jeez. Doan's looking to make the hit. Holy jumping, jeez. Boy, I don't know. Wow.
So Dave Tippett's team down for a couple of minutes on the charging penalty to Shane Doan. The Red Wings power play goes back to work. One thing Dave Tippett told us this morning as well, or another thing he told us was, yes, it would be a smart idea to stay out of the penalty box against this Red Wing team. And he knew his team would come out a little bit nervous. Brought in, Fiddler to the goal, and a save made by Howard. They still bang away at the puck. Still loose. Fiddler getting to it again. And Jovanovski will send one all the way back to his netminder. And it's knocked down by Bertuzzi, and now Zetterberg comes up with it. High stick. And it'll come all the way down the ice too, because the Red Wings are on the power play.
Yep. When they found they had Williams a forward, it's always a mismatch when you, well, I shouldn't say always, but most of the time when you've got a forward back playing defense like Williams there, you know he's going to cut to the middle, and that puck stayed dangerously loose for a long time, and no whistle did eventually go.
.135 left in this Red Wings power play attempt. When it's Korpikoski for Phoenix. Good work in the corner, finally shoved to the boards by Rafalski as the puck come back to him.
Well, in spite of being outshot 29-15, I mean, Phoenix has had a lot of territorial control in the second period.
As I mentioned, the Phoenix Coyotes, the best record in the league when being outshot. A win percentage of .722 when being outshot in games. No, Brizgalov, I guess, never lets them get too far out of the game, and they just hang around like they did in Detroit the end of January.
Right.
Scored too late. Coyotes have won 7 consecutive games here at home. So on quite a winning streak coming into the playoffs in this building. They won 10 games in a row here at home in late December. Lidstrom to Datsuk, top of the circle, the shot into Lake Cronwall, that's blocked. Another shot. As Franzen had a chance, as Cronwall's shot hit his number 55 counterpart, Ed Jovanovski. Pro-Coyote crowd here acknowledging the penalty killing. Just 15 seconds left in the Detroit power play. Filppula left it there, Bertuzzi going to get it. Using that big body, trying to shield the puck from O'Coin. He did. Got help from Zetterberg. In front of the net. Bertuzzi crashed the crease, dropped it back. Doan out of the box. A long pass to him too far. Howard coming out, so no icing, but he had to play it with Doan coming. Filppula will work it deep. One shot on that power play. Detroit 1 for 5 tonight. Another hit by Doan. He's fired up. Bertuzzi couldn't handle it cleanly. Coyotes lose it inside the line as it went off Lombardi's skate. Bertuzzi has it. Zetterberg looking for it. Knocked off his stick. And Volsky. Across center and in. Off the glass, bouncing down for Doan. Quickly, that one around in behind the net. Wired around all the way back into the Phoenix end. 1:35 to go, second period. We'll have game 2 for you Friday night. 9:30, Red Wings live here on Fox Sports Detroit. Helm shooting. That hit a leg off to the corner. Good second effort by Eves, but brought out by Lombardi with Stepniak. He and Lidstrom go to the corner and Cleary. Howard just shoveled it away, and Rafalski moves one ahead for Eves. Patrick Eves will clear it in. Eves with 12 goals in the season. Terrific signing that he turned out to be one of the Red Wings back in August. Handel going for it, no icing. O'Coin mishandled out to center, it went. Stewart couldn't get it deep as it hit a leg and a big hit from Stepniak.
Here's what you want. There's what you want. You don't like it when it goes the other way, eh?
Right. Just a clean collision, no boards involved. Yandel. In for Pyatt. Hyatt staying with it. He's a big body at 6'4", 230, number 14. 15 seconds to go in the period, and a rush here for Miller. Up along with Williams. Miller taken to the boards hard by Lepisto. Here's the Finnish defenseman finishing his check. Comes back to Rafalski. 2 seconds left. Far side Lidstrom. And the Red Wings skated to the dressing room up by 1 after 1. They're all even after 2. Coming up on the BMW second intermission report, John Keating will visit with a member of the Coyotes, Larry Murphy, in studio. With Mickey York will break down the second period and highlights from around the NHL on the opening night of the Stanley Cup playoffs 2010.
Well, the shots are lopsided for sure, but it's a moral victory for this big crowd here in Phoenix to have it tied at 2 after 40 minutes. So they'll take what they've got here and hope to find a way to finish it off. They are out hitting Detroit badly and really punishing them, led by number 19, Shane Doan.
Shots are 29-15. Red Wing fans in full force here, as we always have seen in Phoenix, even when they were at America West Arena in Scottsdale. Mickey York, take it away.
All right, Kenny, thank you very much. The Wings are 62-48-1 all-time in Game 1s. Yes, there was a tie in Game 1 of the 1932 playoffs against the Montreal Maroons. And even though there's a tie right now, there won't be by the end of the night. Up next, we'll head back to Glendale. John Keating will visit with a Coyote, which sounds a lot more dangerous than it actually is. We're tied at 2 after 2 in Phoenix.
Game 1 of the Stanley Cup playoffs 2010. Ken Daniels, Mickey Redmond in the broadcast booth. John Keating along with us as well here at Jobbing.com Arena in Glendale, Arizona. Jimmy Howard, 15 shots, stopped 13 of them. Busier netminder tonight, that man, Ilya Bryzgalov, but nothing new. Coyotes get outshot frequently, and yet during the regular season still had 50 wins, and that man a big reason why he had 42 of them. Near the top of the NHL in that department.
Well, the Red Wings outshot Phoenix 11-8, but it was a much better period for Phoenix than the first one, where they're outshot almost 2-1.
Versus the Coyotes the past 2 regular seasons, the Red Wings 5-1-2. And so many of the games are close. 4 of the past 8 have gone to overtime. That deflected Bryzgalov to save, so no surprise that this game is close between these two teams. They haven't met since the end of January until tonight. Wings this season 2-0-2 against the Coyotes. Shot just wide. Kronwall took it away before Fiddler could get to it. Penalty upcoming here to Detroit. Interference will be the call. Kronwall goes to the box.
Bit of a giveaway, set that whole thing up. The puck didn't get cleared out, and then next thing you know, you're going to have to try to kill off a penalty. Yeah, that's all it takes, believe it or not, in today's game to spend what you hope will be 2 minutes in the penalty box.
Power play, it's Yandel's got it. Morris wants it, he takes it and shoots it. Howard the save, he's down, and it's underneath.
A nice job by Morris to come across the blue line. And then you got bodies in front, 228 pounds Doan is listed at. This thing gets deflected by 1, maybe 2 people. It was Lilia and then Doan.
Coyotes 2 for 2 on the power play as Yandel shot through a crowd. Puck loose.
Nice job by Stewart right there.
He's had a strong game.
And strange, he hasn't played more than 13, at least if the numbers are right, he's only played 13 and a half minutes. That's low between Lidstrom, Rafalski, and Conley.
In comes Doan. Angled around to the point, to the far side for Morris. Quickly to Yandel. Back to Morris. The shot went wide. Golski. Lidstrom just punched it ahead to Miller. Sweet little play that was.
You do that a lot. Nobody does it better than number 5 and gets away with it more often. It's a dangerous play, boy. It can be.
Drew Miller, who won a Stanley Cup in 07, part of the Anaheim Ducks. Took that cup to East Lansing to celebrate.
Well, he should know how to beat Brizgalov then.
Yeah, right. He played with him. Right. Howard the save and bobbled a bit. Well, and actually, Mike Babcock knows Brizgalov because he had him in Cincinnati back in 01 and 02.
He must have talked to Homer.
Watch this little play here, Mick. Lidstrom.
Yeah, see him look over his shoulder. That was the key. And that's why Lidstrom, like very few others that play the game, can get a read on what's going on when there's a lot of traffic and still make the perfect play.
Nick Lidstrom tying Mark Messier for second place among all skaters all time in the Stanley Cup playoffs. His 236th Stanley Cup playoff game tonight. Only Chris Chelios with more at 266. And Nick and Mark Messier at 236. And we'll take Patrick Roy out of the equation, but he's second for all players. Back to the point. Cross the shot, and Howard's got that.
Well, that's interesting, you know, that they went to Verbata this time on the left side, coming at Howard's right side. The last time they've reversed that went to Volsky. He scored to tie the game. This time Howard was over there. Watch him move across. They're going to go here, here, and Howard's going to get across here square and make this save look very easy. With a couple of shoves off his right skate, and he's in position to keep it 2-2.
Clean face-off win. Scores! A bullet! Derek Morris. Phoenix 3 for 3 on the power play, and they lead by a goal.
Well, that was one-on-one for Derek Morris, and he plain blew it by Jimmy Howard. Boy, and you know what? Another face-off costs the Red Wings. There's an interference that wasn't called in front of the net. Wiped out one of the Red Wing defenders. And see how upset Helm is about that. I think he was the one that got knocked down. And Phoenix has their first lead of the night.
So while Dave Tippett was worried about staying out of the penalty box, Mike Babcock's team has had 3 power play goals scored against them. Lepisto cleared it off the boards and back into the Red Wing zone. Eriksson, Franzen. Lombardi won that faceoff, gets the lone assist at 2:19. Franzen in there digging for it along with Hansen. Eriksson at the point. His shot. Oh, that nearly fooled Brizgalov. Changed direction on the way through. Adrian Aucoin to center ice, the veteran defenseman now in his 15th season. Pavel Datsyuk, 1-on-2. With Bertuzzi and Franzen. Puck came free and grabbed there by Taylor Pyatt with a pass ahead. Stepniak stopped by Howard, rebound there. Pyatt couldn't sweep the puck back in front. Gives chase and he goes and gets it. To the line, McCulloch. Save, Howard fought it off. And Henrik Zetterberg will clear one ahead. Up across the line and a shot and a save by Brizgalov. Zetterberg intercepts. Waited too long to shoot it. Didn't know someone was coming up behind him and Pyatt. And Zetterberg recovered, though, and chipped it up out of play before Phoenix got into Red Wing territory.
Well, to show you this goal one more time, Red Wings are absolutely screaming. Hold it, guys. Watch here, Darren Helm, and go ahead and run it and watch him interfere with 43 Helm, who's going to go with it and make this guy. Absolutely knocks him on his can. That is interference with the best of them in this game. It is not called, and it costs the Red Wings.
Well, the Red Wings have fired 33 shots at Ilya Brizgalov, and their average for the season, 33.4, second best in the NHL. They only have to find a way to get it behind him a little more often. Behind the net for Helm. And he was hit hard. Helm coming back on him. In deep it goes as Lidstrom on Pruka. Puck squirted free and Rafalski's got it up the gut for Eaves. Checked at center. Lombardi got it away from him. Sean Howard stopped that. Off dome. Cleary hit by Lombardi. Helms all alone as the Red Wings are changing. A nice move though to get around Jovanovski. Then turning away from O'Coin. Puck is underneath him. He gets roughed up. Keeps control in his skates. And cleared by Phoenix. Rafalski backs up. Missed Draper with the pass at center and Yandel. The Boston native cleared it off one of his players. Sent right back in by Draper. Jason Williams. Korpikoski couldn't clear. Back to the line to Lilia. Put it back in behind the net. Draper battles. Sellout crowd here in Glendale. Urging on the Coyotes for more. Eriksson shoots. Brzgalov the save. Drew Miller knocked it down. Daniel Winnick with a pass for Yandel, and the defenseman will just clear it in. Mokolainen beat Eriksson to the puck, but then Eriksson knocked him down. Franzen hurrying in after it. That point shot deflected. Lilia had it stripped with the puck. Oh! And wide and off the post. And I don't know if Howard got a piece of that as Hansel let it go quickly as the Red Wings couldn't get it out. Now it's Radim Vrbata. Pruka in front. Knocked down. Good play, Eriksson. Holmstrom. He was closed off. Coyotes continue to battle and win the little battles. Now with the lead, feel a bit more energized here. And they're a tough team when they do get the lead. Vrbata turned out at the line and off his stick. When Phoenix gets the first goal in the game and plays with a lead from the start, they win 85% of the time. That's best in the NHL, so they rely a lot on their netminder. Just as they have here tonight, being badly outshot. Turning back with it is Stepniak. Fed by Lepisto, intercepted. Long stretch pass off the stick of Filppula. Here comes Jovanovski with a head of steam, but had it knocked off his stick by Zetterberg. Cleared back to center for Lidstrom. 7.5 minutes gone here in period 3. The Coyotes have the lead in front of 17,125, a sellout crowd in Glendale. Bertuzzi back for Rafalski. Rink wide, Lidstrom to Zetterberg. 3-on-3, drop back to Lidstrom. Shoots the puck. And Brzgalov saw that all the way. We'll step out for a moment. You're watching Red Wings playoff hockey from Phoenix on Fox Sports Detroit. It's in the clear. Score!
Obviously, Tippett and his crew here have done an unbelievable job to get themselves to where they are. They've had pixie dust on them all winter, and everything's gone well for them. And they've been a great story. And you know, it's their fans are excited. There's going to be an excitement in the building, and yet. You know, you got to play the game on the ice. So it's important for us we got to get ready for the first shift, and then you come off, take a deep breath, and you get ready for the next one.
Well, the first shifts weren't too bad, but yes, you know, when it talks about pixie dust, of their 50 wins, 14 came via the shootout and 5 more in overtime. It was an incredible record that Dave Tippett's team put up, but there are no shootouts in the playoffs. So what happens in postseason should there be overtime games? They don't have that skill competition to rely on, but still, he's instilled a great work ethic in this team, and the Red Wings knew what they'd see here tonight, and they're seeing it. And Brzgalov will hold it. They're seeing a speedy team and really enjoys the hitting part of the game. If a Detroit player gets a hat trick, bring in a copy of the summary to Arby's tomorrow and get a free order of curly fries. The Red Wings with goals tonight from Holmstrom and Lidstrom, and a shot off the draw just wide as Cronwall let it go. And the play goes offside. And the Red Wings well, whether you like the penalties or not, as they run into penalty trouble, with Phoenix being 3 for 3 on the power play, the irony of that is the Red Wing penalty killing. They allowed just 7 power play goals against the last 29 games, and yet nearly half that amount tonight in one game.
Right.
And face-offs have played a role in that. First one, 9 seconds on the first, and then right off the draw on the last, Back of the net, stolen by Hansel. That didn't get through to Howard as Franzen too far for Holmstrom. Pistol for O'Poyne. Back into the Red Wing zone. Howard will tee up for Rafalski. Datsu head up and past Stepniak. To the corner, stop through the legs of Pistol. Back of the net, Franzen out front, short side, couldn't get it to go. Lee Stepniak into the Red Wing zone. Around Lidstrom. Then knocked out of the air by the Red Wings captain. Franzen at his stick lifted. Stepniak now. Left it for Jovanovski, slashed out a little bit. Stays with it, shoots it, and Howard stayed with him.
Look at Jovanovski going to the referee.
Oh yeah, left hand he's showing him.
Well, there's lots of that going on with the short gloves that these players wear. So Eddie Jovanovski's not the only one that gets slashed on the wrist. And I'm not sure whether was it
Bertuzzi, I think.
Bertuzzi. Well, he's hammered Bertuzzi with about 18 cross checks earlier in this game. So turnabout's fair play. That's the way she goes.
And Jovanovski, usually when he plays injury-free, he puts up about 50 points a season. Played just 66 games this year at 34 points.
He's still got very good skating legs, and he's got lots of experience back there. But Detroit, with almost 11 minutes to go here, really needs to get it going, if you will. It's pretty too simple, but you know, Phoenix has dominated in the physical department. They've had Detroit on their heels a lot this game. A lot of Detroit shots have been from the outside. They've had a few scoring chances, but Phoenix has been very good on the boards and pretty much dictated the way this game is going to be played, mostly physical.
Doesn't this Phoenix team remind you of the teams in Dallas who played a similar fashion under Dave Tippett?
Yeah. But you know, you got to initiate your own hitting in strategic times and places.
Zetterberg will shoot, sailed over top of the goal. Big rebound cleared away. Zetterberg lost an edge and went down. These 3 Coyotes are up. Lombardi carries with Doan and shoots it. And again, Howard the save, and the rebound cleared away by Stewart. For Zetterberg. Hopping back off the ice is Rafalski, so as not to be too many men. That was an errant pass to Zetterberg, allowing Phoenix to send it in. Rafalski plays it over for Drew Miller. Had it knocked out of the air by Nokalainen. Back into the Red Wing zone where Miller finished the check on him. And Draper will get one ahead for Brian Rafalski to center ice. Went off a body, loose puck. Draper couldn't pick it up, went off Miller, then batted away by Keith Yandel. Yandel, who was a goaltender growing up before he switched to defense, shoots one in to the goaltender Jimmy Howard, who holds on. We're past the halfway point in the third. Phoenix continues to lead by 1. It's time for a Jeep game summary. The power play has been working for Phoenix. Keith Yandel, the defenseman, and Coyotes get a lot of their goals from their blue line. And Yandel in on another one, a perfect feed to Wojtek Volsky. And here in the third, another defenseman. 40 goals from their defense during the regular season, leads the league. And Derek Morris gets one there. 3 for 3 on the power play tonight. The Red Wings haven't allowed 3 power play goals in a game since, well, Sweden. So I haven't done it on North American soil until now. They were 2 for 5 that night in the penalty kill department against the Blues. A long shot in that Brzgalov holds. And that is why Phoenix has a 3-2 lead despite being outshot 37-27 with 9:12 to go.
Well, for the Red Wings, you write down the numbers 93, 40, 44, 51, 13. These guys need to get it going. They've had average games. They have not had big-time games, and you know the shots are there. These are the players you need to get the job done offensively.
Franzen's got it now. Playoffs are his time of year, as we well know.
And I don't include Homer. Homer's Homer. He did his thing. He's got a goal. Got him knocked all over the place.
Rafalski shoots one, and Brzgalov stopped it with Holmstrom all over him. Who goes after it in the corner?
No.
Penalty upcoming.
Done.
Yep. Red Wings will be shorthanded. 4th time tonight. They need to keep the Coyotes off the board for the 1st time tonight.
Yeah, Franz is not happy. He's going to go for a hook or a hole or some foolish little thing like that. There's been lots of that on both sides tonight. It always seems in this game these days, one cheap penalty deserves another, and that's why the players get frustrated. Don't get their money's worth very often anymore when you go to the penalty box. So, and Mike Babcock getting his 2 cents in. Whether it'll do any good, I doubt it.
Well, Mike Babcock, just as Dan Bilesma in Pittsburgh, trying to become the first coaches since Glenn Sather and the Oilers in the mid-'80s to go to 3 consecutive Cup finals. Morris to Yandel, blocked in front. Lombardi with Doan and Volsky, who went for Doan, cleared away, and Helm will skate it out to center ice. A hit for Cleary. He got hit to the boards.
Wouldn't be surprised, Kenneth, if Mike Babcock told the referee, I want you to watch for interference off this faceoff. They got their last goal that way, and you should have called it.
Long shot into the glove of Howard, and he'll take no chances. I'll be at the Joe next Tuesday for Game 4 of this series against the Coyotes, and please note the early start time of 6:30. Get your tickets at DetroitRedWings.com or call 800-745-3000. Hockeytown, no limits. That's 6:30 on Tuesday for Game 4 of this series.
Another one. Face off by Phoenix.
Verbata deflected in front as Hansel got a piece of that puck. Helm will kick it ahead. Goes in after it. Makes the long way home around Yandel. Then Morris hits him. Brought by Verbata. Radim Verbata to center. 24 goals, 43 points in the year. Eriksson chipped it, went right to Kronwall and down the ice. And we've got a penalty coming to Phoenix. The holding call with 40 seconds left in Franzen's.
See what I mean? Make it up. You gotta give these coaches a lot of credit. Especially these two, they don't get crazy. They just put up with it. You know, they'd like to tear a referee's head off, some of the calls that are made, but they keep their cool pretty well.
So the teams, for the time being, at 4 skaters aside. So it's the first power play tonight that Phoenix did not score on. 3 for 4 now. And called,
what do we got?
What do we have? Behind the play, Mark Jonette has stopped the play.
Cut.
Yes, he is.
Badly, and he's got a towel to his face. I don't think there's any penalty being called. No.
They're
4 of them.
There's a conference going on with the officials. There it is, right there.
God. Yeah. Now, if none of them intended to call a penalty then, how can you call one now? Unless somebody saw it, but then they would have. There's no penalty at all.
I'm telling Mike Babcock now no one saw it, and he's probably asking what you did. Then why are you conferring?
Right. It was right at center ice and in plain view. Look at this right here. Man.
So you see him go down even on a late call. You figure, well,
that's right.
Didn't get a break on that one. So the teams remain at 4 side. Stewart into Coyote territory. Held up by Yandel. Cronwall got it back to Stewart quickly for Henrik Zetterberg. Zetterberg slows up, turns back, keeps control of it. Shoveled one back to Cronwall to Zetterberg again. Stewart, right point, toward the net, wide. Cleary going after the puck behind the goal. Franzen out of the box, Beltire power play in effect for 1:15. Franzen's got it, he shoots it, oh!
Post. Oh my God, right
and
off
the
the bar.
face-off will stay in.
No, they're coming out, Kenny.
No.
It hit the crossbar.
Then it stays in.
Really? Oh, that's that new rule. That's right. You're right. I remember that about a month ago. Wow. He didn't make the save. There's a great angle of it right there. Right off the top of the post. Oh, what a bullet by Franzen.
Face-off knocked down by Cronwall. And the Phoenix got the draw. Long shot in that Howard keeps it going to Rafalski. Cronwall for Datsuk, but it was into a crowd. And that caught Hansel in the leg. Turning with it. In deep was Korpakonski. He'll go off in a change now. 40 seconds left in the Beltire power play to center for Datsuk. Red Wings with 1 power play goal tonight. Coyotes with 3. Franzen was forced. Rafalski has to hustle. And he got the angle. Ovanovsky wasn't sure what was going on there, but he's caught up ice as Datsuk whirls around. Winnick dropped it to Franzen. Across for Cleary, and he fanned on it. Cleary still with that puck. He was slashed at. Knocked it down. Winnick trying to dig it out of his skates. Good work by Cleary. Persistence. Still with it. Cleary not letting it get past, and then it did squeak past Stewart, and the penalty is over. Verbata's got it out of the box. Cleary came back and took it away. Cleary moves one. Franzen left it for him. Franzen to the bench as Cleary's up. Brzgalov handled that and moved it along. And again, chipped to center. Red Wings 1 for 6 in the power play tonight. Zetterberg to Eriksson. Toward the goal, puck's loose. Filppula getting there, back of the net. To the line to Eriksson. Toward the goal, knocked down in front. Off a stick. Eriksson able to help to get it back to Lidstrom. Long stretch past Zetterberg. For Bertuzzi. Just sends it deep where Filppula goes with Lepisto. And they both shared a bronze medal as part of the Olympics with Finland a couple of months back, and sent by Volsky back into the Red Wing end where Lidstrom is there to get it. Bertuzzi across to Filppula. Waits for the Red Wings to change their defense. They knew not to play it until the Red Wings got off on the change. Now their heads are in the game, that's for sure. Angle down, Jovanovski first, he'll turn away. Skating away from Helm, got it to center and across, and that's in deep. And as Pyatt sent it that way. Cleary, hit by Pyatt. Off the back of the net, Pyatt with it again, saved by Howard. To the line for Morris, holds in. Stempniak. Left it there for Yandel. Again, the Coyotes activate that defense. They do that well. Lost puck there as Pyatt got it from Rafalski, and Coyotes keep control, and a shot, and Howard blocked that. Time becoming a factor now for Detroit. Under 3.5 to go in the third. Shot, Stepniak, saved by Howard. Nail-biting time for the Red Wings. We'll step out for a moment and return to Glendale after this. Thank you, Mickey. Pavel Datsyuk and company need one to get even, and the Red Wings McDonald's Player of the Game voting presented tonight by the Big Mac. I'm loving it, and here's how the voting is going. Johan Franzen showing the way, and he just wrapped one off the crossbar a few minutes ago. Pavel Datsyuk in second, Jimmy Howard in third. See final results post-game during Red Wings Live with Mickey York, John Keating, Larry Murphy, Mickey Redmond, and yours truly, Ken Daniels. 3:18 left. Franzen upwards of 20 minutes tonight. Red Wings with the 39-33 edge in shots. In the third period, it's 18-9 Phoenix in shots. Well, they got that lead, and then they get confidence. They don't sit back when they get the lead. Holmstrom knocked down off Franzen. Here he comes. Franzen kicked it ahead and backhand, stopped by Brizgalov. And he'll hold it on the side of the goal for a face-off.
Well, there should be some urgency here in Detroit with 2:53 to go. An urgency that probably should have surfaced long ago in this game, because it's been that way for Phoenix since the drop of the puck, really. And they have really hammered the Red Wings physically here tonight.
These are the two hottest teams from the Olympic break coming in. Red Wings 16-3-2, Phoenix 13-4-2. Off that face-off, Datsyuk wide of the net. Holmstrom. The pistol dropped his stick so as not to get a penalty. He got all caught up. Backhanded in. Vernon Fiddler, former Nashville Predator. Fiddler gets it again. Off the dasher. Lidstrom lets it go around, and it goes to Franzen. Pavel Datsyuk settles it down. Up along with Bertuzzi. Datsyuk worked around Jovanovski. To the goal, Bertuzzi, and just wide. Great rush there from the Natsuki in one. Pavel Datsyuk. Moving up is Stewart. Goes off the glass. Bertuzzi. McCulloch stayed with it. Strong in his stick. To the middle to Pyatt. Lombardi shot in. Howard deflected that. Stepniak on Datsyuk. Pyatt to the corner. Back to Stepniak. For Lombardi.
Datsyuk's been on the ice forever. He only got 1:35 to go. We're going to have to call a timeout to get him some rest if they get a chance.
Hansel to Doan. Flip pass into the zone. A chance for Pyatt. But Rafalski got a stick on it. That went up high. Clear to the line. And with some work from Zetterberg, it came out to center. Fans here starting to stand at Chavin.com Arena. Phoenix Coyotes in their first playoff appearance since '02. First time ever in this building. Doan with it, under a minute to go. Doan gets hit, knocked down. Lidstrom. Howard looking to the bench. Zetterberg out of traffic, Howard to the bench, 6 skaters, Detroit. Zetterberg with a backhander. Brizgalov couldn't hold it. Puck still loose in the slot. And Holmstrom couldn't one-time. Datsyuk sent it back. And Rafalski missed it. Back for Datsyuk again. 25 seconds left. Datsyuk to Zetterberg. Puck to the line, held in. Lidstrom kept it in. Zetterberg across, nobody there. Korpikoski a chop. Franzen holds in. Holmstrom back to the net. 10 seconds left. Holmstrom trying to send. Brings it around. Rafalski to Lidstrom. 5 seconds. Zetterberg, late heroics again. Rafalski shooting. The Coyotes take a 1-0 series lead with their first ever victory.
Here you go.
At Jobbing.com.
This is where you got to get your stuff right here. Joe Winowski, they've been doing it all night long. You give them credit for that. They've absolutely abused the Red Wings here tonight in the physical department.
Well, they outshoot the Red Wings 20-10 in the third. Get the only goal, a third power play goal from Derek Morris. It was the winner. Ilya Bryzgalov, a busy man facing 40 shots. He stopped 38, and it's time for tonight's Miller Lite Taste Greatness moment. And it is the winner from Derek Morris, is the high-scoring Coyote defense and strong on faceoffs tonight. And Morris, the Edmonton native, picked up at the trade deadline from Boston. Gets the first ever game-winning playoff goal in this building as the Red Wings will look to get even on Friday night. And now game 2, it's huge because on the road you come to look for a split. And the Red Wings will attempt that Friday. More in tonight's game, though, coming your way as we'll send you to the Call Sam Studios in Mickey York.
All right, Kenny, well, that's playoff hockey. Thank you so much, guys. More with Ken and Mick in just a couple of minutes. Larry Murphy has some things he wants to get off his chest. John Keating is in Glendale bringing us interviews with Mike Babcock and from the Red Wings locker room. Tons of highlights tonight and a whole lot more coming up on a post-game playoff edition of Red Wings Live next.